I hear you're into Graham's philosophist hogwash, Felix.
Yeah, if by...
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and What can I do? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering. I still don't know anything about it. But if you want to help him... But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time. Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or a mantis worm wings, whatever Sebastian has it. Oh, I don't need any of it. It's also I can talk to Sebastian. He doesn't get going about sort of the strong... Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his... Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside it. Plus, he's got great legs. You think that's what I'm looking for? Sorry, sometimes I get...
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in a raptidon? You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly...
Sebastian, you ever get your hands on those pheromone sacs? Manipillars ain't...
I must have hunted a dozen, but I couldn't find a single sack on...
Manipillars ain't got pheromone sacs. I just told him that so he'd stop at...
At least I'm getting a good haul of claws in the... You're in good hands, traveling with Monarch's top merc. Still, if you want any rat glands or mantis... I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something. He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Mantiqueens, especially.
I kept telling him he was a fool for chasing Mantiqueen tail. Anyone looking to get familiar with a queen is liable to become the bitch's supper.
Oh my. Well, I hope he's all right. Haven't seen him in a while. Sure, they're real big. Who wouldn't be? Now that just sounds like a fancy way to say boring people. Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett, but I haven't seen... Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal? All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past...
Past the ruins? That's Manta territory, all right. My professional...
Last Mantiqueen I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there, too. Yeah, you find him yet? I sent him past the ruins just south of town. He was hunting... Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is... I hope it's working okay, because no one else really... Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm? Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a... But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else. You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice. Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more... Oh, I will. Now I've just got to figure out which jumpsuit I'm wearing and... look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do and miss... Anyhow.
Did you and Ellie drink all my... Spectrum Red? You're going down!
Else it'd have been a hell of a lot tougher.
Wonder how it died.
You look like a woman who's looking for some... He'll probably be wanting it back. You see any sign of him? Funny place to leave a journal. But what about Mr. Pickett? Mysteries of the universe, I guess. So this journal is all he left behind? Seems like I ought to read it. Huh. That's... In any case, I appreciate you tracking down Mr... Huh?
Hey, Ken.
Go away, White.
That's not how the game works. I say, knock, knock, like I'm on the outside of a door. And you say...
I swear to the architect, I will punch your lamps out.
Oh,
Said you docked 3 days ago?
Booze like this leads to two things: bumping uglies and brawling.
For the price, I expected a larger cot.
Mind your own business, friend. Mind your own business.
want to make a run with me to Stella Bay? Boss lady.
All that screaming in the random hours of the night.
Well, hello, and welcome to the home of the Iconoclast. In it, you'll find everything you need to know about Graham, his philosophist truths, and the Iconoclast way. He wrote it himself, you know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting we're out of pamphlets. Gosh, blast it. Why, we're the only free people in Halcyon. No corporations, no shackles, no problems. Oh, those are just hurdles. We deal with them. You're welcome to stay with us, so long as you can earn your keep. Oh, you've heard Graham's teachings. I'm so glad. He and Zora have done such a wonderful job spreading the light around this. You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like examples. We all ought to be more like them. Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal... I'm glad you're asking, by the way. I hope you'll consider staying. She's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbones back then, but now she's more... She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being... She's liable to take your head off if you screw up, but then she'll sew it back on for you. Graham's place is in the large building straight back. Zora's sometimes there talking with him, but usually she's in the tree. Oh, Graham settled here a long time ago. Shoot, I wish I had a pamphlet to give you. I wasn't around back then, but they say a lot of the old MSI corporate folks died here. He calls it a spiritual metaphor, something about rising from the... The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. He took to our teachings. Last I saw him, he was headed into one of the buildings up the hill.
The infamous Amber Heights.
The folks in Amber Heights always manage to find a bottle or two of the good stuff. Keen scavengers, I tell you.
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger? Welcome to Amber Heights, Captain. Call me Tucker. You here to join the Iconoclasts? Help us free this world? I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision. According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight is too dangerous. My entire life, she crammed a fear of danger down my throat. Don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you. She doesn't want to see me as anything other than her baby boy. Why would I go back again? What'll be different this time? You're right. I can do this. I just need to stand my ground and make her see she can't control me anymore. No one can.
Felix, I overheard you listening to Tossball. You a fan?
Am I a fan, she asks. I've been a fan since the Rangers won the Tripicale Crown.
Right. Explain something to me.
Oh, Captain, you did it! My little boy is back, safe.
Mama, I told you that I'm not staying. I just came back.
Oh, we'll get that silliness sorted out. You're safe here with me, and... What a sour thing to say. My little boy will always...
Mama, what I need is for you to listen to what I want for once. But that's between us. Now you promised the captain a reward, so settle up. Then you and me are gonna have a long talk.
Here, kind stranger. This is every bit I've scrimped and scraped for years to save. But it's more than worth it to have my Tuk-Tuk home safe again.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing. Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind? This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it? She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady.
I never did catch her name. She seemed real friendly.
Nice hair, slightly oblivious. You must be the infamous Felix. Yeah, Nell's good people. You should catch a game with her sometime. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too. Damn right it is. It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money. No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money. Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering. Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster. Fine by me. Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more. Because we've got a budget, all right? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand. You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it? I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there. Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts. We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the Saltuna, fat and mostly tumor-free. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a Ground 6 spacer. Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. Hard workers? They turn dial. Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else. I don't have the bits. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave? Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, fine by me. Sure can. Fine by me.
Velma seem out of sorts too?
She's always pretty.
Damn, you got some nimble fingers, Captain.
I'd give you...
Who spat in you?
You notice my mood?
I could be seeing triple and I'd still think you're being
Well, you try wrangling half a ton of dead fish. Anyway. Fine by me. Unless you're here... If... Fine. Any... We're not like those corporate towns where... Besides, some...
Hey there, Felix. What can I do for you? Signed by the Black Hole himself. Why, did you want to see it? I don't have it yet. I'm waiting on a few customers to pay up before I can give Velma the bits. You mean dopey landing pad Grimm? I didn't know he and Mr. Nandi were friends. Fine. Tell Velma that I don't want the poster anymore.
I'd give you a... Sure can. That's a surprise. Tossball being part of her business. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word, something else on your mind?
Have you had time to check on that poster? Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell... I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits out. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker, too. Never get the chance...
Whatever you do, don't mention tossball to Isaac. He'll never hear the end of it. We don't get many outsiders. If you call him this, you'd be thankful.
You startled me. Don't sneak up. Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry. No! Okay, maybe, just... Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the Marauders and the Raptidons out... Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
I'll be straight with you. Folk who disappear in the wilderness generally aren't able to come back. Don't get your hopes up. Careful. Only things you'll find in the ruins. Incoming!
visitor? What an unexpected...
I'm getting real bad fight or flight right now. Watch your step. People ain't this friendly outside city walls.
We're armed to the teeth. What's he gonna do? Kill us with generosity?
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The Raptidons and Marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner? I'm sure I would remember something like that. Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
Something ain't right about this.
What a pleasant surprise. Yet the Eternal provides, does it not? The Eternal does not desire that we huddle and hide, crowded in by walls. We all share this. Out here, we are free. And even apart from society. That they do. Though it's up to us to make the most of those opportunities. Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is...
Oh, hello there. You come for... Sorry, I'm not real good with, It just gets hard to remember things. Other times, it's like there's fog. That's nice of you. I usually feel better after I eat.
Hey, what are you doing in my room? Liar! You're trying to steal the last of my rocket... The ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on it. Like the other man used to... I'm not telling you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have nightmares about this.
They sulfur-sodden assholes. Ain't enough that the rats eat everyone? Now people are doing it too?
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
How very rude.
Time to teach you some manners.
Covering! Watch this!
They deserve to die so clean.
Crossing somebody off never felt so damn good. So tell me, what do you eat when you're out exploring? It's trail rations, right?
No, that stuff will turn your stomach purple.
But I love trail rations. Rizzo's makes them with extra cysty bits.
You ought to try something without so many additives. Something pure. Vodka comes to mind. Nice. Great work.
New face, huh? You from off-world? A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us? Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking. It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? What? Something happened to our stashed bit carts? But I hid it so careful. No one saw me put the lockbox on my balcony. No one goes up there but me. We must be dealing with some sort of criminal mastermind. Well, if we can't afford to skip work, we ain't got no leverage. Space me, but good. I guess you ought to tell Velma we're coming back to work.
Smells like wrapped in here.
Oh, it does work.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts. That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift? That's... wow. I sure feel like an ass now. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind? You knocked any sense into him yet? Sweetest words I've heard all day. Thanks for your help. You've gotten me out of a tight spot here. Take this for your efforts. Honest work deserves honest pay. Stealing such... and yeah. Someone would've if this were a corporate town. But we pride ourselves on giving people a little breathing. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. Or... new, I guess.
Best get back to work. Don't want to give Velma a reason to change her mind. I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for rock muscle.
You seen Arthur today?
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to... Only nugget of paradise in this entire...
Catherine, you're as welcoming as ever.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my... You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening. Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup. Got something that's gonna require special extra... Found it on a corpse, huh? If you killed Lilia's agent, you get to explain it to him. Well, shit. I knew he'd come to a bad end. Still, no time for weeping and wailing. We've got a metric fuck-ton of bits worth of salvage just... So you got a brain on them shoulders. Excellent. Makes my life a world easier. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Totally safe. Do I look like one of them egghead science types? All I know is that labs use it to create plants and livestock, but it's a controlled commodity, available only to the board. Meaning safe for me and my crew, seeing as it ain't us undertaking the risk. I do like your gumption. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through or figure out some other way to it. I shall leave the Now, after you clear the mantis nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing. The task will require someone with technical skills. Or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Don't recommend that option, though, unless you want to get dead. Got a vicar as your hacker? Men of the cloth never do cease to amaze me. Bright as a newborn star on the... Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest of it. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. On the terminal, use the passcode you got from Stellar Bay to get in. But before you make your run, I could use a heavy helping hand regarding a local issue. Good. This particular map, there's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that. Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in... He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory. Owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me. Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details. So long as Clive knows hit him where it hurts. In his gut or his production. If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot to shit, you can try... Might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the camp. Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. I don't give a whit about... It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the Dry Goods and Sundry building. He ought to have an employee. May luck be with you. How's... Sure. Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the Northern Bridge. Might be they sure as shit weren't pirates. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you handsomely. And I'll thank you kindly for it. I take it you don't have a reservation. No matter, I keep a... The VIP room's charged by the night. But for you, I'll make it a one-time... Marvelous. Do take care of the place. Maid service won't clean... What about... You mean you can't just follow the stench trail or the squealing bloody murder sounds of little Sissy? Once you're clear of the bridge, follow... Sure. I don't have time for this.
Hello there. A word, if I may be so bold? Well now, here I thought those mantisaurs had peacefully exited the premises. Name's Weston. Every once in a while I set up shop along these here roads. Care to purchase a thing or two?
Must have been one ugly fight.
We ought to be quick about this.
Stay back. I may be wounded, but I'm still armed. How'd you get past my traps anyway? Well, you don't gotta be mean about it. What are you doing out here anyway? That feels a mite better. Wish I had something to give you, but I gnawed through my last Spratwurst an hour ago. Cave like this makes a handy place to store goods or hide out for a spell. And the traps usually keep gawkers out. Catherine had us making drops for some big-shot client out here. And before you ask, I don't know who they are. Or were. The whole point of making drops in the middle of nowhere was to keep their identity and whereabouts a secret. The Marauders knew we were coming. Rigged the bridge with explosives and everything. If they found us, my guess is they found the client too. Last I saw, they were heading back up the hill. You'll see it on the right when you get out of here. If you got the sand to go after him, I'm sure Catherine can reward you for your trouble. Me? I'm headed back to Fallbrook, just as soon as I've caught my breath.
Please, you don't have to do this. Just let us down from here. The humidity is really uncomfortable.
Mine hunting.
Look, I didn't mean what I said about your outfit. It's very fashionable, I swear. Somebody's blowing up a piece of Monarch. I want in. Here they come!
Nice one.
Heads up, jackass! that? See that?
Nice work! Don't mess with us!
This place smells worse than the back bays.
Hey, Ken. Knock, knock.
Go away, White.
That's not how the game works.
My dry goods come 75% guaranteed mold. No rubbernecking. Not so fast. The biometric IDs are special. She needs it for a job? Well, why didn't you say so? Reckoned you asked her where to best procure one, and she obligingly give me a jiffy to break. I mean, calibrate the ID. This goes like that. Nope. That'll do it. For a CMP factory line worker, Careful. I'm trusting you to guard this specialty good with your life. I mean it. Lose the ID and you don't get enough. Will that be all, or do you require...
I offer high. If you bloody it, you buy it. Town sublight owned and run. The one you want to avoid pissing off the most is Catherine. Prove bad for her. Yeah, and? Do I look like the city planner? I wasn't exactly consulted on, but now that you mention it, We got smugglers, outlaws, mavericks, and Byzantium socialites flying in and out of Fall. Take it you're one of them yourself. Well, if you don't learn nothing else about Fallbrook,
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
You ever notice how our crew's a lot like that crime family from the Mask?
Something on your mind?
Like to die first.
Down they go!
Oh, sometimes violence is the only way.
My kind of action. Not bad, huh?
Food poisoning is one of the leading causes of death in Halcyon. Not surprising when you see these places from the inside.
Ah, you must be a part of the new line shift. Don't tell me you lost your key card already. A lost card's worth 2 infractions, you know. You know, I think I did hear something about that. All right, okay.
Remember, your...
Just where do you think you're sneaking to? Production line is that away, you worthless gadabout? I'm darn well thinking about it. Well, since you asked me real nice. Fine, I'll let it slide. But just this once, mind you.
System. Searching for unauthorized persons. Oh. Records indicate you have already been identified as non-standard personnel. State your purpose. Error. Binary detected. Binary has been deprecated since the invention of Anti-Cleo's patented Tripanary language. Tripanary. More bits for your bits. We appreciate your cooperation. Have a pleasant day. You Access security patrol. Garbage. Reminder, please pay your gravesite fee. System investigating. Crime alert. Alert. According to area records, this is your error. The penalties for crimes are immutable. Error. This unit is incapable of self-diagnosis. Please return with a mechanical engineer to evaluate the validity of this unit's security protocols.
Whoa now. And just what do you figure you're doing up here? These are my private quarters, friend. I don't allow tours up here. I don't allow tours ever on deeper consideration. Certain things require a mess to do well. See, I was just killing sometimes. I prefer to prepare my dinner by my own hand. Nothing like fresh and bloody Borstwurst. I do own a factory known for specializing in the canning of Borstwurst. On occasion, I like to imbibe other parts of the cysty pig. Did you fancy me a cannibal? Perish the thought. No, I don't eat the bodies, I disappear. A joke, that last was. So, what can I do for you? My full attention is at your disposal.
I kinda liked it when his attention was elsewhere.
While I approve of your associate's cautious nature, I still teeter on the verge of losing my patience. Let us move forward to the present proceedings. Indeed it is. Did you partake of the experiment? I would like to hear your assessment of the quality of each sample, if so. Don't wait so long the meat rots. Then I won't be able to trust your answer. By sublight, you mean Catherine, do you not? That greedy, star-crossed sow. Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with You desire that I should lower myself to Catherine's level of... The king built this golden monopoly brick by brick from the rubble when the corpse abandoned Monarch. No, he ain't the sort to... You think to blackmail me? Try it. The king will grind you to bone spurs and toenails. For true? You figure she will appreciate my skills? They did take me years to perfect. However, I remain unconvinced she could provide the means to make the association worth my while. If you ain't noticed, I'm doing swell, ruling this kingdom on my own. I do admire a properly ruthless. If it will keep that sublight sow off my back, the king is interested. John Hancock me on the dotted line, friend. I will even give her. Do not push me. Tell Catherine she is permitted to dump the bodies each and every Tuesday, precisely at 3 a.m. Why the disturbance? I've got...
You seen Arthur today?
Now there's a woman who knows what she wants.
How's Clive? Oh, this ought to be good. What does he mean to offer in exchange? True enough, I got bodies piling up, drawing attention. But if I take the factory, I don't need Clive to dispense of my... Point taken. Good help is hard to come by. Plus, Clive doesn't seem the type to upchuck his Borst during dismemberment. Still, you're asking me to walk away. So are a lot of things in life, and your point is... All right. Color me convinced. Reckon I owe you a finder's fee. Don't spend it all in one play. I'll presume you mean Arthur, the one you sent scurrying back like a sprat with his tail cut off? Reckon I'm happy he's alive. I'd be happier if the marauders who botched...
Remind me never to... to get on Ms. Malin's bad side.
I'd have a drink with her, though I'd keep one hand on my gun and the other on my big cartridge.
Who wants to play an impromptu tossball match? No one? Really?
Thank you again for retrieving the bolt. It's every bit as complex as I'd... Anyway, what can I do for you? Excellent timing on your part. I worked my fingers to nubs, but I've finally completed the Bolt 52 for...
You're getting ahead of yourself again.
So I am. Do you have this? That's just cruel. I'm working on a plan to reorganize the board. Slowly,
Sounds orderly. That's a good start.
Indeed. Everything starts with good documentation.
The workings of the universe take time to prevail. But sometimes...
Never fear. But truly, I am getting ahead of myself. First, I need to submit the Bolt 52. With that data... I don't... I knew there was something going on. This is exactly the proof we need. The board will have to... I'll transmit this data along with the completed Bolt 52 right away. After that, we'll...
That means no more broadcasts from us.
Now we've just got to deal with the iconoclasts.
Believe me, you've got your work cut out for you there. Was there anything else?
philosophists.
It ain't right.
You'd rather sit on your thumbs and starve?
No.
A manta queen.
Yeah. We felled it, mind. But...
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're Ah, yes. The first step to accepting the truths of philosophism is to open your heart to its wisdom. But alas, the eternal truth hasn't been generous with the paper. Now, why have you come? Awakening is available to all whose minds are...
I would like to know what you think Bakonu meant when he wrote, "Your work is to discover the truth, and then with all your heart give yourself to it."
Ah, how refreshing to have a scholar among us. Bakonu's text simply refers to our entire purpose, assisting...
It refers to giving oneself over to the plan. It is not some paean to an invisible creator.
Were there a truth to the grand plan in the first place, I and Bakonu might agree. But what we see as divine purpose is just one fact. To quote, as a child looking at the leg of an elephant, unable to view it...
You're not completely full of shit, I'll give you that. Even if you do twist things...
Were my teachings beyond recognition, I dare say I wouldn't have a small army...
I owe you an apology. I expected you to be a complete idiot. I'd say you're actually more...
Likewise. Now, I'm sorry. Ah, the eternal. We are all part of the... You and I, and the rats and the... Everyone, regardless of ability to believe, is...
Ability to believe? I think you mean inability to tell fantasy.
Let us be clear. Neither of us can lay claim to being knowledgeable on this topic. It is a matter of belief. Regardless, what... The point of no return. When your mind fully opens to the eternal truth. Every philosophist experiences it along the... For many, it is the first brush with the cold of death, when they realize that all of their lives have boiled down into the single truth. Mine was witnessing my friend and colleague transform into the very evil we sought to combat. Now he runs and... Their leashes may be longer, but their colors are just as... Not in the sense of a single entity. The universe came into being over time. In that sense, I suppose you could say that...
The universe doesn't need to find its purpose. It is a
that we'd consider ourselves in any way capable of understanding the universe. All right. The iconoclasts are free folk. We live under our rules, motivated by... Meanwhile, the board strangles the will of its workers. It is the penultimate exercise of a point. We seek to replace their way of life with ours. This is not anarchy. Society requires structure, Captain. It is just that the boards... The we seek... Oh, yes. Gunships hover in our skies, ready. The perception of visionaries is often tainted by the lie. I'm sorry. As long as it's been, It's fine. Perhaps someday I'll be strong enough to Why have you come? All right. Why have you... Stop. No. Spreading the truth is the only way to combat the board's... They can't be everywhere at once. Surely there are radios that still catch our message. Surely?
You are quite assured in the idea that any who hear your message will not immediately...
Graham, we should be focusing on survival anyway. Food, ammo, and medicine.
Pivot, huh? If radio isn't working, we might... I've had my sights on an old printing press for some time. The board uses magazines and
Wait, that's not what I meant.
Help me clear out and repair the press, and I will have no need for...
Might actually have better reach. People read that stuff all over the system, even in Byzantium.
You see, citizens of Halcyon are glued to their... Even I find myself occasionally distracted by their positively shameful quality of editing, and my literary prowess will hook them, and the eternal truth will reel them in. Wonderful. I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Huxley should have delivered them Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What are you doing wasting Forget it. Huxley's still recovering.
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet one of our sympathizers. A woman named Carlotta periodically buys goods. Stellar Bay has caught on, but they remain friendly, though the good... She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace. From our compound, follow...
So you're her mysterious savior. She sings your praises.
That girl and her songs, so eager to learn, so bright. Wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high-capacity cartridges? We can use them to copy and modify radio serials. Yes, not just
Unbelievable. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but if there is extra money... Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage. Sorry about earlier. Graham and I... Besides, we just got our asses kicked in the room. Yeah, name's Zora. I've been patching up the iconoclast since day one. Whenever Graham's lack of foresight gets...
After meeting that guy, I'm amazed anyone around here...
Don't get me wrong. He's got an uncanny ability to harden folks. That was a long time ago, over in Cascadia. Rizzo was trying to sweeten up animal parts, and often that meant a lab coat got bit. Now I'm whatever I need to be to keep these folks from bleeding out. Hey, you got some decency in you. Careful. That's rare around these parts. When he's being an idiot, sure. The Mantiqueen showed up out of nowhere, and I guess the gunfire attracted raptidons. It was a damn Listen, unless this is urgent, I need to... You want to do us a favor or two? Go talk to Bronson. He's always looking to pass... For now, I gotta get to the...
Ah, crazy town. Never change.
Damn philosophists. When you've got a moment, I'd like to talk to you about something. Can we talk?
Never seen you before. Take my advice. Move on. Get off-world if you can. I've been halfway around T1. Monarch, they call it now. Nothing on this moon for nobody. A great many things. I'll tell you what. I used to run with a squad of mercenaries here. Good folk. Fella named Lamont introduced. Stands to reason they got... Mostly we protected folk from the beasts here. If it spat, scratched, or stung, we'd kill it for you. So long as you had the... We split ways around the time this twice-fucked moon got abandoned. Thing is, I got myself some fond memories. We had some keepsakes. Thereabouts. I'll be glad for it, but I ain't stupid. Getting on in years, kid. Legs ain't working like they used to. Sulfur burns a little too long and... Appreciate it, kid. I'll mark an outpost on your map. You spend...
What do you think you're doing? Suppose I can look the other way. This time. This armor itches something wrong.
enough of you!
That does it. Time for a drink?
Hey, I know you. Boss says you've been real helpful, like. But, we got this handled. We appreciate but do not require your assistance. That's my nice way of telling you to sod off. We're fixing a leaky generator. What's it to you? What are you, a safety inspector? It's busted, pumping out gas. It ain't safe. Yeah, whatever. Huh. I don't know what your angle is, but... all right. Be sure to tell her how hard it was to fix the generator. You know, after you're done fixing it.
Quiet. What are you up to out there? Hello? Yeah, and for the 100th time, I'm not opening this door. Who are you, anyway? That this is the last run I'm doing. Sanjar's declared a stop sale to you lot, but even if he hadn't, I'm not risking my neck anymore.
I don't know how you got those goons to leave, but thank you. Graham ordered rollers and whatsits, right? For a printing press? Here, take them. Like I said, this is my last run. You'd have to ask him. All I know is that if I get caught, I'll get arrested. It's an enviable thing he's doing. Free people and all that. I can't live that way. I need my structure. Law help them. I don't know. Maybe Sublight can... I should go. Look, Graham's got a bit or two left in his account. I can send one last dropout before... What do you want delivered? I always took that woman for the sensible type. Good on her. I'll send some along. Give them all my regards. And good luck out there. Don't go getting eaten. Go on. I need to get moving.
Nice day, huh? Come on.
I'm telling you, the Van Noy...
Bullshit, Graham. They don't just abandon orders, and they weren't at the ruins. Where in this sulfur-sodden hell...
They're on a very important... we'll continue this. Welcome back, Captain.
Thank the Eternal that someone's got some sense in their head. Carlotta usually schedules the next drop during the meeting. When's she coming?
That is most unfortunate. This cuts off one of our only 2 supply lines on Monarch. Sanjar, old friend, you're about to cross a dangerous line.
About to? That idiot just declared war.
We will deal with his subversion later. For now... Yes? A subtle lesson here, a word about the Eternal there. In small ways, I hope to bend the Our very resourceful sublight friends have already agreed to help. For their standard fee, of course. They'll replace periodicals around the colony with our subtly edited versions. The board's workers will learn of our truth without even realizing it. The corporations have been shackling workers' souls for centuries. Workers are Free will has all but vanished. I believe that by freeing oneself from the corporate structure, indeed from the very rules of man, one can
their own truth. There is only one truth. Free will is nothing but an illusion that drives man to struggle against his
The cosmos will someday come to understand itself. We can only assist with our own truth-seeking, and hope that by our myriad tiny contributions, we can help usher that day forth. Certainly. I've already sent a team ahead to scout the press. One of our best. Meet them there and find out if they've been successful.
You sent the Van Noys there, didn't you? Oh, for fuck's sake, Graham! We needed them in the ruins. Our people died out there.
They went willing to fight for our cause. We need reinforcements. We need new recruits.
The written word can be quite effective, but losing your flock seems...
I have the utmost confidence in their abilities. Friends, we must have faith that the men and women we recruit can handle the duties for which we recruit them.
This is worth bickering over. The iconoclasts can't keep their heads in the ground forever. Look, just... If the Van Noys are still alive, get them out of there. With Sanjar pressing the issue like this, I have a feeling we'll need...
Can we talk?
What? Sorry. Long day.
Reminds me of the crew cabin on one of my first ships.
Down they go!
Their death, our survival. Here they come.
I wonder what the secret these ruins could be.
Their mistake. Get on.
The strong survive and the weak perish.
Nice and easy.
Down they go. Here they come. That one's done for.
Here we go.
I'll take your confession now. Everyone all right?
Down they go.
Good thing we came along and decided to help.
Talk to me.
Hope you're here to help. We only got so many bullets left, and I ain't keen on using... Thank the Eternal. We could use a hand. But we can't leave without patching these guys up. Acker here is bleeding out, and Jensen can't see straight. Our medic has got our trauma kit, but we got separated. We ain't seen him in a couple of hours.
My professional medical advice is to get out of here as soon as possible. Bleeding might kill him, but wraps definitely will.
How many years of medical school went into that? Sorry. We appreciate the assist. We just need to find our medic so we can... Yeah, on account of giving him the order. He's searching the old settlement to the north of the...
Never anger a man of the cloth.
Here we go! How about that? Get it up! Get it up!
I smite you in the name of the law.
Watch a pro at work! That was fun!
Captain, could I have a moment of your time?
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
I got him! Anyone else?
Everyone all right? Don't mess with us!
That was a...
Tell that to the wounded. Their blood's flowing out.
Hey, we're still alive, ain't we?
The truth, yeah. And
Yes, let's. Oh, fuck. Well, that's better than nothing.
So, Vicky. Can I call you Vicky?
Absolutely fucking not.
For a vicar, you sure curse an awful fucking lot.
If you'll just...
No! No more listening. No more preaching. We are losing.
Enough, Zora. I'm not putting the torch to innocent people. Do you want to bring the board's cruisers and gunships? Captain, apologies, but our situation grows dire. Our people talk of...
We're out of time. We need food and ammunition. We need to hit Stellar Bay. Yes, I know it's drastic, but it's clear that Sanjar will... Doubtful, but we don't need much, and Sanjar isn't...
Excellent.
Did you find the Vanoy? Thank the Eternal.
We're one step closer to bringing the truth to every man, woman, and... For now, you can tell Hiram that I'll stop using Devil's Peak. From the pits of our... I have much to do.
Hey, I need to see to the wounded, but... Hey. Hey, Captain. I need your help. You know about what happened here, right?
Famous pirate raid, right? A little messy for my tastes, but those guys were in and out.
Right. Common belief is that the pirates fled to an old relay station that had already been abandoned, but nobody could find them. The station's locked up, but one of my people found an old data cartridge in a near... It's mostly corrupted, but I pulled a couple codes off of it. One is the code to the Amber Heights gate. I don't recognize the other, but I know it's a long shot, but if we miss something there, if you can get into that station, maybe we can get some answers. Right, the access codes to Amber Heights. What gets me is, if this belonged to the... If someone gave them the gate code, all those deaths, Captain, all that blood is on their hands. Graham isn't fond of talking about the history here. He had friends who worked here. You know him. Live and let live and all that. I don't want to burden him right now, especially if this ends up being a dead end. Just a warning. The area is infested with mantisaurs. I'd send some help, but we're... Appreciate it. Here's the code. If it works, bring back anything you find. Supplies are best, but information's good. If someone was behind the Amber Heights massacre, it'd give a lot of people around here some closure to find out. Good luck. Watch out for the Taros.
Can we talk?
I've been mulling over everything. Upon further reflection, Graham's not as much of an idiot as I thought he'd be. But in other, he's an unhinged zealot who lacks awareness of the consequences of his choices. I wouldn't trust him to... As much as I usually appreciate the board's ordered approach to governance, in Monarch's case, they aren't really running anything so much as leaving everyone to rot. Unless you agree with them that the inhabitants of Monarch should be forced to evacuate. Zora is militant, unbending, and ruthless for sure. I'd be hesitant to oppose her. But she gets results, and she doesn't suppress intelligent discourse. Can't say I agree with the iconoclasts, but Zora has what it takes to save Monarch. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel. I have run headlong into too many walls in my... What about you? That's not... You were the one who... Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts... I must admit to a certain anxiousness. To be able to question Cheney, to get some answers from him. Not quite that young.